Hi guys, it's Steven and I'm back with my weekly updates on marketing and technology. I took a break during the summer, spent a lot of time with my family and wrote my new book, Customers the Day After Tomorrow, which will come out, the Dutch version in October and the English one in November. But I'm gonna make my weekly videos again every Friday. You can expect me to be back with an update on everything that happened in the world of technology and marketing. And as a good tradition, I just want to start this episode with giving you an update of what happened in the last 2 months in July and August. And I hope you're gonna enjoy this new episode. Good to be back, my friends. Some updates on Tesla. Big news, of course, was this summer that the Model 3 actually drove out of the garage. The first car drove into the hands of Elon Musk, who started tweeting about it, and he's like a one-man marketing machine that told the world that this new car is now ready for production. And as you know, the expectations are high. I mean, in the first weekend that they announced that car 2 years ago, they already sold more than 300,000 or 400,000 of those cars. And the big question was, will Tesla be able to keep up with the production of such a high volume car? Because the price of this car is only like $35,000 versus almost 3 times as much for their previous model. So the expectations are really, really high, and the car looks really cool. But there was another big announcement by Tesla. Their superchargers that they have to, fill up the cars with battery power all over the world. The plan is that almost all of them will be taken off the grid and they will run on solar energy. So it won't take any traditional energy sources anymore, but it's going to run purely on solar energy. And looking at the car industry, I think every one of you feels that we're at some sort of a tipping point right now. And we always talk about Tesla, I always talk about Tesla. But there was also news from a more traditional car manufacturer. There was news by the CEO of Volvo, who actually announced that by 2019, that's 18 months from now, by 2019, they won't make any combustion engine cars anymore, and they will only produce either hybrid or fully electric cars. And this is big news, I think. And I think this is only the beginning. Probably in the next 1 or 2 years, we're going to hear more announcements by traditional car manufacturers that move into that direction because they don't have a choice anymore. First item this week is the big battle that happened this summer between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg about the potential dangers of AI, artificial intelligence. And you have 2 sides in the world now, the Elon Musk camp and the Mark Zuckerberg camp. And Elon Musk said that AI is totally dangerous. He sees the potential, of course, but he also sees the dangers, and he thinks that AI may mean the end of mankind. Mark Zuckerberg said that was totally irresponsible of Elon Musk, because if someone like Elon Musk says something like that, it could mean that there's a slowdown in the evolution of AI, and companies like Facebook and also Tesla, they need that evolution in AI to move forward. And then Elon Musk replied, and he said that Mark Zuckerberg actually doesn't know that much about the subject. So you can feel the tension between those 2 tech leaders. And my question to you guys is, in which camp are you? Are you in the Elon Musk camp or in the Mark Zuckerberg camp? Let me know in the comments. Me personally, I'm more in the Zuckerberg camp because I see the potential and the opportunities of AI. And of course, there are some dangers. If there's one thing that I follow with Elon Musk is that the potential of creating fake news and sharing that very targeted thanks to artificial intelligence, that is an extremely dangerous situation. But we need the advantages and the opportunities. So I'm more in the Zuck camp than in the Musk camp. But let me know in which camp you guys are. One funny thing to add to that previous topic though is that about a week after the battle between Musk and Zuckerberg, Facebook announced that they stopped an artificial intelligence project because they saw that bot that they made, it created its own language, and the programmers couldn't actually understand anymore what the machine was talking about. And they said, we don't know where this is going if bots are having this conversation and we don't understand the subject, let's kill this project. And by the way, this wasn't the first time that artificial intelligence created their own language. A few months ago, Google Translate also discovered that the machine created an own in-between language to optimize the quality of the translation. So there are some pretty weird things going on, and I thought that was fun to share with you guys. Funny story, Microsoft, there was this rumor that Microsoft would kill Paint, and Paint is one of those very, very old software tools that probably all of you have used. 32 years old, and there came the news that Microsoft was planning to kill Paint. Now, this created a storm of protest on social media. So the same day, Microsoft already announced to the world of big fans of Paint that they will not kill Paint. and that you can just now download it for free from the Windows Store. So I thought that was a funny thing, and it shows how people are attached to something very intangible like old software products. I thought that was the funniest thing of this summer. An interesting field to look at is the whole battlefield between the grocery stores in the US and later on in Europe, of course. But since Amazon bought Whole Foods, there's this enormous rage going on that field. I mean, if you look at the stock market, since Amazon bought Whole Foods, many other retailers lost 20 to 30% of their value in the last few months. And now last week, Amazon really finished the acquisition of Whole Foods, and the first thing that they announced was that they would lower the prices of many products. And again, this was tough to take for many of the more traditional grocery stores in the US. So this is really interesting. And then shortly after the announcement that the acquisition was finished by Amazon, Walmart and Google made a very interesting announcement. Those two giant companies will partner up to create more value together into this whole field of grocery and food delivery. So what will happen is that people that order products through Google Express, they will be allowed to pick them up in the Walmarts. And there's a Walmart in about 90% of the American population in, let's say, 10 miles from their houses. So this is a huge brick and mortar network that will be used by Google and by Walmart to make sure that the sales of food products will increase and will become more convenient for users around the US. Besides that, Amazon now has access to ordering or e-commerce by voice, as they will become a huge partner in the Google Home project. So that means that people, consumers around the US, will be able to order their groceries through a voice command to Google Home, and then they can pick it up when they go to Walmart, or it can be delivered by Google Express if they have Google Express in their neighborhood. So this is really interesting. Amazon is the platform player in this field, but Walmart and Google are partnering up to become a big platform together. And I think those are the two strategies. Either you are the big platform, or you work together with existing platforms to fight the really big ones in the world. So this is a really interesting battlefield, and I'm sure we're going to see more of that in the next few months. And of course, in the first episode, I have to talk about driverless cars. And there was this cool update from Dominos Pizza. These guys are starting with pizza delivery with driverless cars in the US. And the system is very simple. You order your pizza online or through mobile, and then the car pulls out in front of your driveway. You walk to the car, you give in your code, and you pick up your pizza. First driverless car deliveries of food. Pretty cool, isn't it? This summer was the end of Jawbone. Maybe you remember Jawbone. It was one of the first players in the wearable market. And as you know, that's a very competitive market. Think about the Apple Watch or Fitbit, which are now probably the two most popular players in this market. Well, Jawbone was one of the first movers in this market. And the sad news came that this summer they had to stop with their services and sell their assets. And this is a company that was once valued at $3 billion and is now almost gone, which is sad. I mean, it's one of those iconic companies in a new market, and it's already gone. The founder, by the way, started a new company already called Jawbone Health Hub, which is going to focus more on medical software and medical hardware. So a more niche application, probably using their existing knowledge of Jawbone. Let's talk about Netflix for a second. There was good news and bad news for Netflix this summer. First, the good news, they achieved a new milestone in the US. They have now more than 50 million subscribers to their services, which is actually more than the number of people that are paying for cable TV. This is like the first time that an online streaming service has more users than the traditional TV company. So that was pretty good news for Netflix. There was also bad news. Disney made an announcement, and they said that they will stop their deal with Netflix by 2019, and Disney will create their own direct-to-consumer streaming service, which means that they will have their own content that they will give to people, and those people will pay a monthly fee. But it also means that Netflix will miss out on all those big titles like Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, think of all the animated videos. So this is another piece of evidence that that battlefield of online streaming, content streaming is going to explode in the next few years. We have Apple playing in this field. We have Netflix, now we have Disney, we have Amazon, we even have Facebook that said they're going to move into this field. So I think this is going to be a total shake-up in that market in the next 2 and 3 years. So guys, this was it, the first episode of the new season of Steven's Week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're happy that the videos are back. I'm happy that I can share all the news with you guys. Hope to see you again next week. Enjoy the weekend, my friends. Bye-bye.